Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day whenever you've decided to click on this here vlog. I am very excited to spend the next few days with you. This vlog's going to be a little bit shorter than usual, but I kind of think that's going to be a good thing. I am encouraging myself to be a little bit snappier with these vlogs. Less like long drawn out clips of me yapping, more of us doing. Now, will that happen in this vlog? I mean, we'll see. It's an experiment, right? But I am excited to take you along with me because I've got some fun things planned. I don't want to say this is like a clue, but I'm going to be doing some painting in my house. For context, I have a love-hate relationship with our doors. I love them because they are so freaking tall. I don't know if this is like really doing the scale of our doors downstairs justice, but these things are freaking huge. Fortunately, you know, we've lived here for about 5 years, and with pets and pet laws and just like, you know, living in a place for a while, doors are getting a little bit banged up. The one downstairs is particularly bad. If I can show you without letting the cats in, that's always the challenge. No. Of course, they're all right there. I'll let them in. Right here, just the claw marks. I think Dingo got really scared of like a thunderstorm one day, scratched up our bedroom door, and then upstairs in my office, at one point I had I don't even know what you would call it. It like went at the bottom of my door and it kind of prevented some sound from getting out, which I liked because I film in there. But I ended up removing it because Pepper started peeling it off of the door. It ripped the paint off. And here's the thing, could I try to color match this? Yes, but I think regardless of if I could find the same paint color, I think because it's been so long, I'd probably need to repaint the door entirely anyway. And sure, I could do that. I could find white paint, but I just like blue better. So my plan is to paint all of my interior doors blue. I'm also going to be switching out the hardware for them. Now the hardware part probably won't happen in this vlog, and I definitely won't be able to paint all of the doors in this vlog, but select a paint color, grab some paint, and try one of the doors and see like how I like it. But I am planning on switching out these really inexpensive, like builder grade, flimsy nickel doorknobs and replace them with really beautiful unlacquered brass. Now, unlacquered brass is expensive, so probably gonna have to go like one door at a time and upgrade them slowly, but I'm okay with that. Just love the way it looks and the way it feels. I'm a very tactile person, especially in your day-to-day life. Something I've noticed since we have redone our bathroom is how lovely the tile in there feels on my feet. Before we had this like kind of matte, again, ugly builder grade tile, and we replaced it with black and white penny tiles, and just the difference in texture, kind of a delight. And it wasn't something I was looking forward to or expecting. I just liked it aesthetically. Every time I walk on it, I think, oh, this feels so nice. And so I'm hoping that by replacing this with something prettier and nicer in the hand, it'll also feel so nice. I am a little bummed though. I really wanted to replace these with levers. I prefer levers. They're also more accessible. We have pets and we are going to hopefully, fingers crossed, at some point have children. Levers don't work so good if you've got pets or kids. So knobs it is for now. And I'll insert a picture of kind of what I'm thinking, but unlacquered brass, blue doors. So before I go and grab myself lunch, I thought I could show you the colors that I am thinking. I went to Benjamin Moore. We finally got a Benjamin Moore near us. I need a color that's going to go really well with our cabinetry in our kitchen. I need a color that is going to be neither too dark nor too light, neither too gray or green or too blue. It was kind of challenging. I ended up cutting up some of these little cards. I think my instinct was like, okay, I really love these ones. These to me just scream like gorgeous blue, kind of reminds me of this. But I think these ones are going to be almost too blue. Like I think the contrast between this and our mushroomy cabinets is just not really it. Then I was thinking, okay, maybe one of these two in comparison to these ones, because you're a little bit more on like the greeny side. These felt too dull, and I also feel like this one is just going to feel too dark, especially in rooms that are not as well lit as our bedroom. Like, it doesn't look bad, but I think that it's going to be too dark. I think this is the winner. I think this is going to be the winner. So in comparison to these two, it's more on the blue side. It is less dark, and it looks so pretty with the cabinets. I guess I could like take you and we can just look at the cabinets. I feel like it's kind of the perfect color. It's pale enough to where I think it's gonna have the effect that I'm looking for, but it is not so purpley blue that it's going to look funky with my mushroom cabinets. I mean, you can kind of tell. I think that's gonna look pretty. Needed to make sure that it looks good with the cabinets, specifically because our pantry door is right here, and it's gonna be in like really close proximity, and you're gonna be able to see them in kind of the same view. That's also something that I was taking into consideration when I was deciding what kind of hardware I wanted. I was kind of going between unlacquered brass and something that had like a more permanent finish, especially since our poles that we replaced semi-recently are, I think it's champagne bronze. It's like a pale gold color. I don't know. I thought maybe unlacquered brass would be a little too bright by comparison, and it might, I guess, initially be too bright, but I think over time the patina would be pretty, and like it doesn't have to match exactly, you know? So I liked that, and Hayden really likes the idea of unlacquered brass, so that's what we're going with. And then I think this is it. I think I'm gonna hold off until tomorrow to buy the paint, and I'm going to walking this around my house. I actually need to bring this upstairs and see what it would look like, artificial lighting upstairs, but I'm thinking this is it. And I think Hayden's gonna like this color too. This is Santorini blue from Benjamin Moore, and I've seen this on cabinets, I've seen this on doors. I didn't like select this because it was a popular color, but I think it's popular for a reason. It's like just, it's perfect. Right? Now, you might be asking yourself, Chandler, what are we reading in this vlog? And that's a great question. I don't really have the answer to, my friend. I just started actually a book called Swept Away by Beth O'Leary, and I think my goal for this vlog is to listen to some summery, beachy feeling audiobooks, because I am working on a couple of different videos at the moment. July is kind of a hectic month for me because I'm traveling at the end of the month and I need to like get some stuff done, but I feel like we could listen to audiobooks while we paint, which could be fun. So that is on the agenda. But before we do that, I need to leave and go get myself some lunch/dinner because Hayden is not going to be home the next 2 nights. I'm a little bit bummed. He had to go into the office today and tomorrow, so Wednesday, Thursday. I won't get to see him for dinner. He's like going out to dinner, I think, one night and then doing like drinks a different night. One of his coworkers is leaving, so I don't begrudge him his happiness, but I do have to figure out food for myself. It's not my most favorite, but I'll take you along with me, and we can get food together and like talk about books. It'll be a fun time. Hello friends, I am in my car. I had a delightful chicken Caesar wrap for dinner and went to Barnes & Noble. So I thought I could do a little book haul for you. It's actually not that little. I ended up getting like a fair amount of books, and these are mostly for videos, but I did actually just grab a couple of books that interested me, which I don't normally do. So I thought I could show you those too. I got 4 books. This one, I feel like I've seen this in the bookstore before. The cover is absolutely gorgeous. It's actually for a video that I am really excited to film. It is a list and it's not a Goodreads list, so I'm very excited to give this one a try. I guess I could just spoil what the list is. It's basically Amazon's like best romances of the year so far. Say what you want about Amazon as a company, but I think that they hire pretty good editors to curate these lists because the lists tend to be more diverse than like the Goodreads Choice Awards or a lot of the lists, honestly, that Goodreads puts together. And if you want like an explanation too for like why someone is putting a book on a list besides just like this was like the book that was put on people's want to read list the most, I think Amazon again would like be a better fit for you. I don't know. They always have like cute descriptions of the book and like why the editor loved it, and I like that. I've done videos in the past where I have read the Amazon version of the best books of the year and compared them to the Goodreads. I normally do that over on Patreon, so link, I guess, the last one that I did. I can't remember if it was on this channel or if it's on Patreon. Regardless, I'll link it if you want to go check that out. But the mid-year like picks seemed really interesting, and again, the cover is so pretty. I don't know what this one's about, but excited to give this one a go. I also got a physical copy of Gloves Off. I adored this book. This was the book that I did for my trying to find a 5-star read video. The first book I read, I gave it 5 stars. I just loved this, and I was having a really hard time whenever I was on the buy one get one 50% off table. They always get me with that. Be smarter to just like not buy a second book, but I really wanted to get this one because I keep seeing 7-Year Itch, and I want to say someone commented on a video semi recently and was like, you have to try it, it's so cute. And I don't remember the last time I read an Amy Dawes book. I know that I've read another one by her before. I say that, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure I've read another book by her, and I don't know if I loved it, but this one just looks so cute, and I don't know, I love the like sprayed edges. I think that's a cat. Is that a cat? It is. Y'all, it's a cat. And there's plaid. I don't know. It just looks cute. Excited to give this one a try. It is a sister-in-law's best friend. Look, I mean, is that really a trope? I don't know. But I saw this on the table. I wanted to pick this one up, and I was looking for a second book. I was getting on Goodreads for the books I hadn't heard of, looking at reviews, and I just was like, you know what am I doing? I should just get this and put it on my shelves because I love this. I am a shelf trophy girl. I would much rather read a book KU and then purchase the book after rather than like buying the physical copy first. Anyway, they're being added to my shelves. And then speaking of slightly more diverse picks, this is a trans historical romance, which we love to see. I think the last trans historical that I read was by Alexis Hall, and I really liked that one. It's something about a duke. It's a really pretty cover. I'll put it right here. This is A Gentleman's Gentleman by TJ Alexander. This one I am excited to try. I have it on hold for my library, like the audio version, but I don't think I'm going to get it in time for the video that I need to film for this. And this, I believe, is a June new release. this June or July, one of the two. So you're going to be seeing me talk about this one soon. It's not very long, so I figured physical copy's fine. It also has like a delightful texture. I like when books have a good texture to them. It's a little sandpapery in like a nice way. So I got from Barnes & Noble. I did start in on a book. I think I told y'all that I started in on Swept Away. What a fucking book. So the premise of this is that two people who had a one-night stand together end up swept away at sea on a houseboat. Both of these people actually live on a houseboat. The hero of the story, his dad has passed away, and he's finally going to occupy the houseboat that his dad used to live on. Then our heroine has been living on one for a while. She's single. She doesn't really like her life very much. She works at / owns a pub that was passed down to her by her mom, I want to say. She's just looking to have some fun. She's like not had a lot of fun because she has been helping her best friend raise her kid. Her best friend is now getting married to someone, and so she feels like, I don't know what to do with my life because I've like devoted so much of my life to like helping raise this little girl, but like they don't need my help anymore. And anyway, she's in her 30s, or like maybe 31, 32. He is like 23, which is, you know, quite the age gap. At least that's something that like she vocalizes. But picks her up at the pub that she works at, and they hook up, and then it's really awkward in the morning. Like she's trying to leave, then they realize they're like swept out at sea and they can't, and so they're like getting to know each other, I guess, on a deeper level. And definitely see what this book is trying to do. I can see that this is not going to be a very steamy read. I think it's going to be more on the emotional side of things. The hero has already kind of like talked about his relationship with his dad, how that's complicated, and she is kind of talking about her relationship with her sister, who's not really her sister. It's like the person that she was raising that baby with. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I will say one thing I do know how I feel about. At the very beginning of this story, the hero's wearing a trilby, and it's not until later that we learn that he like nabbed it off of a guy at the pub, like jokingly. You can't play around with trilbies like that. I'm sorry. Tipping his fedora to me, I don't think I can do that. They're already described, interestingly, at the beginning of the book, like he's dressed like a pirate. I think he has like silky pants on and like lots of jewelry. I mean, hey, like I don't mind a pirate, but it was just a interesting combination with the hat. So anyway, only like 20% into that one. I'm hoping to finish it tonight. I also got word, thank God, that the video that I'm posting on Sunday has been pre-approved. That wasn't going to be the case. Basically, the way that sponsorships work, if you were curious, is that you have to either submit intro of your video with that integration and get that approved, or depending on like what the brand's requirements are, you have to send the entire video in advance. Sunday's video is not completely done. It's in fact not very done at all. And I was really nervous that I would have to like speed read some stuff to get Sunday's video done in the next like day or two. I can breathe a little bit. I've got time to do that. Instead, I'm going to be hanging out with y'all instead, which is kind of what I would prefer to do anyway. So any other updates for you? I don't think so. I'm like 99% sure I'm going to get that paint tomorrow morning. I was like going back and forth on, okay, is it too dark? Is it? I think it's a perfect color. I'm going to stop second guessing myself. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but I feel like I go on Pinterest sometimes and I see pictures of like beautiful interiors, like probably $1 million homes, and I'm like, oh, what paint color are they using? And I Google it and I look it up, then I find the next best paint color, the next best paint. It's like, it doesn't matter that fucking much at the end of the day. It's just paint. I mean, obviously I want to pick something that I'm going to be happy with, but I'm fine with the color I selected, so I'll be picking that up tomorrow. And I'm going to confirm with Hayden when he gets home that he also likes the color. He has been like surprisingly helpful in this process, like kind of brought up the idea and he was like, oh, I actually really like that. He was offering his opinion on like a dark blue versus a light blue, or unlacquered brass versus like a brushed finish or something. It's been nice. Like he is the kind of person who's not very, I don't want to say opinionated, kind of doesn't care for the most part about that kind of stuff. It was really funny. We were in the car yesterday and he was saying like, oh, I think that like, yeah, we definitely should do unlacquered brass because I feel like that's the direction I want to go with our home. And I was like, oh, okay, direction. I didn't know he had a direction. But we've been talking about it, and I think I've mentioned it to y'all, like with my dress sense and with my home, finally feeling very secure in my own taste. And I don't feel I'm trying to follow too many different people. I feel like I, at one point, was like, oh, I want to do like farmhouse or like light and airy. And then I got sucked down the XL McKenna, love her, pipeline of like, ooh, dark and moody. Not really dark and moody. And it doesn't really like fit our home and like the architecture of our home and stuff. So to like find that balance and like figure out what I actually like and what's actually going to work in our space has been interesting. And I think like it's an evolving process, right? Like you don't figure out your style one day and it just like carries you for your entire life. Like I think we all evolve. I really just like cozy, homey, like traditional style, and I think Hayden's right. Like that is kind of the direction we're heading. Like unlacquered brass finishes I think is going to look really nice, and God willing, one day we will get to redo our floors and get to kind of like revamp our living room. It's going to be like fairly similar otherwise, but I do want to like incorporate a little bit more color beyond just a white couch, which there will be another white couch. She's chatty today, but I do need to go home because I feel like traffic's about to get really bad. So not to be dark, but On my path home, there are a few creeks that flooded due to the like flooding that's just been going on in Central Texas, and they are on recovery efforts over there. So some of like the lanes are closed, and yeah, it's just been kind of challenging to get home. I want to like bring the mood of this vlog down, but I feel like it would be stupid of me to act like that didn't happen, and I did talk about it a little bit in the last vlog, but yeah, it is still very much a thing affecting our region. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home, and you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna play with my cats. Maybe get some good B-roll of that. I have been noticing that Binky has been sleeping a lot today, and when he sleeps too much, he likes to play with his brothers in a way that they're not receptive to. He's like, let's wrestle, and Pepper's like, I don't really like that. So maybe getting a toy out would be a good idea for him. Well, Binky says hi. Oh, he's still going. I wonder if he could like climb it just like that with his upper body. It's a different day. Spent a lot of last night fucking around, if I'm being completely honest with you. I was just having a good time. I watched the finale of the Black Dagger Brotherhood. I DNF'd the book that I was reading, which I'll tell you about. And this morning I went to Pilates and then grabbed the paint for our little project. So we're gonna be doing that today, at least on one of the doors. I think I'm gonna do my bathroom door because I can shut my cats out of my bedroom and they won't like, you know, mess with anything. Fingers crossed. I think this paint takes a long time to dry, so I'm a little nervy, but I'm excited about it. First, let me tell you about the book. Swept Away is just not my cup of tea, which I'm not really that surprised by because I didn't really enjoy any book that I think I've ever read by Beth O'Leary, so like not super shocking or surprising. Good lord, you would think for a book that like has a fair amount of dramatics baked in, like we've got like an injury that happens to one of the characters, there's like a, not a secret treasure, but like there's some mystery baked into this. You would think that that would keep me entertained, but these characters were so boring and also like kind of insufferable. I just like was not feeling it at the 30-40% mark, and I was like, you know what? I torture myself. It's not a very long book, and normally for shorter books, I try to like force myself to finish them, but I just like Ghost Pigeon, I couldn't do it. And that's okay. I think that's okay. Yeah, I try to, at this point, view books through the lens of, okay, I need to understand what this book is about. I need to understand what I like and don't like about it. I don't need to necessarily finish it for a list video, right? Like that's kind of what I'm on at this point, especially considering like the volume of books that I'm trying to get through for some of these videos. Like I would like to ideally read all of them, but a book's not striking my fancy. I just like don't need to finish it. And I'm trying to be really like strict on that right now. So we're gonna find something else to read. I'm having such a hard time though, y'all. Like I want to read books for videos that I have upcoming, but I don't really have any audiobooks for those. Like I got a lot of stuff off of NetGalley for that like June list video that I'm doing at the end of the month, so I don't really know what we can listen to, but like I feel like I need a romance audiobook in a bad way, big way, bad way, all of the ways. So anyway, we'll figure that out after I go to P. Terry's. Did I tell you I was going to P. Terry's? P. Terry's is donating money to flood relief all day today. 100% of the proceeds at all of their locations, so I will be going to get myself a chicken sandwich and some fries and a Coke. I sure will. I'm going to paint the bathroom door, which, you know, should be an adventure. It's going to be time consuming, but hopefully it will be beautiful. Fingers crossed. One thing that is not time consuming though, but will also get you beautiful results, is the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to grow, Squarespace makes it easy to create a really beautiful website to engage with your audience or sell things all in one place. And in this day and age, I feel like it is really crucial to have a website Social media is great and fine and dandy. But I think having a place to direct people to that is just about you, that has maybe all of your stuff from around the internet, one place, it's just really crucial. And it's why I find having a website so important. But in the past, it's been really hard to get excited about creating a website because it's usually so arduous. Like I hate having to buy a domain, sit down, and then just my head is swimming with all of the different like options, and I want to spend hours creating a website. That's where Squarespace comes in. To build my website, I used Squarespace's Blueprint, which is a guided design system. It's one of the easiest website building processes I have ever gone through. You can compare so many different options so easily. You can tailor your website to your particular needs, and your site is optimized for every device, which is super important. You know, you want it to look good on a computer screen and on a phone, and it has optimized SEO, search engine optimization. People can find you super easily online. Plus, I know a lot of my friends are small business owners or are looking to start one up. Looking at you, my favorite knitters and crocheters, Squarespace makes it so easy to sell products, both physical and digital, with an online store. And when you're building your online store, they also have flexible payments that make checkout so seamless for your customers. Accept credit cards, PayPal, Apple Pay, and in some countries, you also have the option to offer buy now, pay later with Afterpay and ClearPay. There's just never been a better or easier time to build a website. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/chandler.ainsley to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Now I'm gonna head over to P. Terry's, find us a book to read, and get painting. What a truly delightful day. I got the first coat on and it looks like literally nothing. So this paint is really fucking hard to work with. It's like coming off of the door. I wouldn't say it was like bubbling, but it was getting kind of patchy. So I'm hoping that the second coat is fine. Also, I think there's like, oh, I thought it was paint in my hair. No, it's a fuzzy. I told you I would update you when I figured out what I wanted to read. Allie Hazelwood. I'm sorry. Not actually sorry at all. I needed this. I really needed this. And I was trying to rack my brain for like how I could get an Allie Hazelwood book without having to pay money. Because I obviously own all of her books physically, but I needed an audiobook. And then I remembered, okay, what do I have from Libro? What if I purchased from Audible? I happened to have a copy of Love Theoretically, and so that is what I have been listening to, and y'all, it's so good. I gave this book 4 stars initially, but it doesn't fucking matter. Honestly, what I rate an Allie Hazelwood book, they're all pretty much fantastic. The only ones that I haven't loved by her are her novellas, like her first set of STEMinist novellas. Everything else has been 4 or 5 stars, right? I'm wondering if after finishing this, I'll give it 5 stars, but essentially, this book's about Elsie and Jack. She's like kind of fake dating his younger brother, but she is kind of lying about it, and or she's getting paid to fake date this guy. And that kind of comes back to bite her when she is trying to get a job at the university that Jack is also working at. They're both physicists, though they're in different disciplines, and I think Elsie's a theoretical physicist and she doesn't like experimental physicists. God, that's a fun word to say over and over again, but they definitely misunderstand each other, though Jack like sees her for who she is pretty quickly. I think I'm theorizing here. I think the reason I don't love this one as much as some of Allie's other stuff is because it's less relatable to me, right? I really like both characters, but I think Elsie's like people pleasing and that being like her flaw, I guess you could say, or the thing that Jack really sees in her, the fact that she people pleases and isn't willing to like show people her full personality. I can't relate to that. I wish I could be that kind of person. I'm just so not. I just like am who I am and I cannot fake that shit for the life of me. I'm terrible. Like I show everything on my face. I am who I am. So it's hard to relate to the heroine, and I don't have to relate to people or relate to book characters to love them, but I think, again, comparatively, like compared to other Allie Hazelwood books, this one, like, it's not hitting quite as hard just because that's not something that I can personally really relate to. And I also think it kind of makes it hard to understand a character when they're also kind of like, I don't want to say being fake, but sort of the entire time. Also, oh my God, I've been wearing like 2 necklaces all day, every day for the past like few weeks now. Maybe it's been a month, I don't know. They get really tangled and it bothers me and they end up like kind of choking me from time to time, but anyway, they're kind of fun. I'm liking this book. I mean, I knew I liked this book, I read it before, but it's always nice revisiting Allie Hazelwood. It is interesting to like revisit maybe my least favorite of her books. Even my least favorite Allie Hazelwood book is still better than the majority of the books I read, so not upset. Oh, I'll show you all this. This came in right before I clicked record on this video, but I got a new phone case. I've had like a neutral one, which I'm sure y'all have seen in videos before from Bobble Bar, and it was just my initials. It was CA, but I decided to get something that's a little more reflective of like me now. So it's red and pink and orange. The only thing that I don't love about it is that the way these are cut makes them kind of hard and pokey, and it's like not, depending on how you hold it, it can kind of hurt. Anyway, I'm just chilling now. This takes 16 hours before you can recoat. So I won't be recoating it today, which is kind of a bummer. Like I can't show y'all exactly what it's going to look like when it's finished. That's okay. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do the rest of the night, honestly. Like I want to finish this book. Also want a snack, even though I had a huge lunch. P. Terry's was quite nice. That line was crazy though, y'all. Like wrapped around the building and then like going out onto the street. What do I do next? What do I do next? I kind of just want to watch TV if I'm being 100% honest with you. I have had such brain rot ever since finishing that last Black Dagger Brotherhood episode. So sad it's over, but I watched a podcast from the guy who plays Z, and it was like the most heartwarming, wholesome thing I've ever seen. So that definitely was exactly what I needed for like my TV show hangover. I am really excited though. Okay, everything comes full circle. I watched My Life with the Walter Boys. At the very beginning of like my fitness journey, I would get on my walking pad and just that on or put it on Maxton Hall. Those are like my two go-tos. God, what a time to be alive. It's crazy. Like this time last year, I was just starting, you know, my journey, and now I'm like done with it. Yes, I get to watch the show. It's coming out in August. That's what I was gonna say. But there's like time between now and then. Oh, what am I talking about? I think the Summer I Turn Pretty comes out in like the next week or two. It might even come out. Is it this week? Excited. I'm excited for that one. Thank God for summer TV shows. They've really been keeping me going. And I think I told y'all that, like, love my job, love this is my hobby, but I do need other things to like keep me excited to make content. And I think, yeah, TV has really been doing it for me. I mean, I wish it was something beyond just something passive, you know, like I wish I had a true hobby, but also seasons, you know what I mean? Seasons for things. So I'm in a rambling mood, clearly. I am gonna go though. I'll be back in a little bit. Oh, you know what I am doing today though? I'm taking a bath. I need to wash this hair and also my bathtub. I was thinking about her recently. That's another thing that I've had for a year. Wow. My bathtub anniversary. Hello friends, happy Friday. My forehead is looking so shiny. I love it. I'm curled up in my blanket. I have been editing this vlog and I realized I had not given y'all like a final clip and told you final thoughts and feelings on Love Theoretically, as if I haven't already read this book and vlogged it on the channel before. But if you're new or like maybe you missed that vlog, I do want to give you my final thoughts and feelings, which is I think I'm leaving this as a 4-star read. I really, really like this book, but honestly, compared to some of Allie's other stuff, this didn't give me that like giggling, kicking my feet sort of vibe that I am looking for from her stuff. It is romantic. I do think it's like a solid romance. It's better than a lot of the things that I read, but I just feel in comparison to some of her other stuff, it's just not my favorite. And I think part of that is kind of what I said in the last clip, which is that I think the lack of relatability to Elsie is something that I struggle with. And I kind of want to correct what I said yesterday though, which is that I actually do try to relate to the characters that I read. I said that I don't have to relate to characters. Here's the thing. I think that that is something that gets thrown around a lot when it comes to reviewing books, especially as it pertains to books written by authors of color. You'll see often white readers say, oh, I just like couldn't relate to these characters. I am saying that I can't relate to characters. I'm not saying that I need to relate to every experience a character has had, especially if a character is a person of color. Like I'm not going to have identical experiences to them, but most characters I can find something to relate to or, you know, be able to like see from their point of view for sure. And when I can't find any point of connection, I struggle. And it's not that Elsie was a bad character, but like I said, in this story in particular, I felt that her people pleasing and her lack of a super concrete, like this is who I am, was hard for me. Like it was hard to like fully connect with her. And it's not that Allie Hazelwood didn't go to the effort of like trying to give her personality. She did, but I think it was like, I don't know, it was just not as there, I guess, as some of the other books that I've read by her. What I was going to say, in addition though, is that this was so science heavy, and she did point it out in the acknowledgements actually. Like this is probably the most, you know, academic book that I've written so far, and I think that was also part of it. It's not that I don't like science or I don't want science in these stories, but it kind of bogged down the book just a little bit. I feel like there was so much job stuff, and I wanted maybe a little bit more time with the characters, like spending time together. I don't know if that makes sense, but I still love Allie. I still love this book. At the time of reading it too, I was thinking to myself like, oh, this might be a new favorite Allie Hazelwood, which is interesting because I think I gave that one 4 stars. So it's like, how was I thinking that was a new favorite when the previous book I had given 5? I don't know. But yeah, not a favorite Allie Hazelwood, but still a very solid book. What I'd really like to reread soon is The Love Hypothesis. That one I would really be curious to see how I feel about it, because I rated that one initially, I think 4 stars. I was very uncertain about like how I would like her books going forward into the future. And now that she's like my girl, she's like my favorite author, I don't know. I feel like I owe it to myself at the very least to go back and revisit that one. That one is so fun too, with like the tropiness and the like. There's one scene in particular I'm thinking about where the heroine like sits on the hero's lap. There's like no chairs available, and I feel like we see a lot of only one bed, but we don't see a lot of only one chair, and I feel like we need to see more of that. So I'm glad that I got to read that yesterday. It was like definitely a delicious palate cleanser. I literally woke up this morning on the right side of the bed. It's been a long time. It feels like since I've like woken up and been like, oh, I'm like ready to start the day. Like I'm excited. I will say for the most part, the past year have been super happy and excited to start my days because I like what I do. But you know, everybody has those weeks or those months where things are just like a drag. And for the past like week, both work circumstances and also like stuff outside of my control, like the weather and, you know, tragedies and stuff, have made out of bed not as fun. But today I woke up and it was a good day, and it's also sunny, and yeah, it's exciting. I have also been indulging in watching more like clips from the Black Dagger Brotherhood. It is crazy how brain rotted I am for this show that has like no production budget. I did want to give y'all like kind of my final thoughts though, because I finally like watched, you know, the 6th episode. I told y'all that yesterday, but I didn't actually like give you my review. I actually think episodes 4 and 5, there's 6 episodes. Episodes 4 and 5, I think, are the best of the season. There's parts of episode 6 where I feel like you can really tell that the budget wasn't quite there. I think it's actually probably more, I don't want to say the book's fault, but like the latter part of that book is just like not all that exciting. It's mostly like Wrath healing and like us setting up for the next books in the series. So I don't know, the 6th episode, it was a nice conclusion, but like not exactly like, I don't know, it like didn't hit quite as much as the 4th and 5th. It is so promising. Like I'm so excited to see future seasons, especially because the actor that plays Rage, like he's so good. I didn't think I would like Rage with an Australian accent, but I'm looking forward to his season. He's such a good actor, and I just think it's going to be like really phenomenal. I think I also told y'all that I was like watching that podcast. Yeah, the actor that plays Z has a podcast with his wife, and he was like talking about how he's made genuine friendships with the other guys that like play the other brothers in the Black Dagger Brotherhood, and how they just like hang out even though production is wrapped, and like I didn't like have to say that, right? I feel like a lot of times for like big productions, people will like say things, you know, in sort of like a PR sort of sense, but you could tell this is genuine and they like actually hang out, and it just like warmed my heart. I don't know why I'm so invested. I mean, I do. It's like the series has been with me pretty much as long as Twilight, and it means a lot to me. So it's just, I don't know, it's cool to see that like everybody involved in making it like actually enjoys being involved in making it. So I'm ready for season 2. I'm ready for some like more good TV to get invested in. I really forgot how much I like miss TV. I'm so into romantic TV, especially, or like TV with drama. Give me One Tree Hill, give me Vampire Diaries, give me Paxton Hall, literally anything. I'll take it. Also, I watched last week My Fault London, which is on Amazon Prime. It was pretty fun. Kind of stupid, but fun. I think it's like based on a romance novel if you're, you know, interested in it. I think I saw it on a list of like best enemies to lovers, like movies or TV. Yeah, it's fun if you're like looking for something that's like, if you're a girly who likes romance. Anyway, I am gonna go. I'm gonna leave y'all here. Thanks for hanging out with me for the past couple of days. This has been fun, and I think there's just something honestly kind of delightful about having a condensed timeline for these videos. I feel like it keeps me more on track and more focused. I say as if I didn't yap for most of this vlog, but thanks for watching. I love y'all so much, and I will see you next week for another one.